What's going on? It's your boy HDK. Today we're going to be looking at how to set some buy orders so that we can make some big money with Floki. And with that, of course, I am the most open-minded investor / NFT artist on YouTube with a diverse appetite for risky asset classes ranging between shopping centers and shitcoins, but not government bonds, creating contact-led, family-friendly, cookie-accepting, cat-free, technical specialized tutorials and guidelines to harness the generational wealth transfer found in crypto trade that allows us a believer of Jesus Christ and a fan of Gary and an extremely well-educated and multilingual Korean opera with hair naturally curlier than the average Asian male and highly coveted by many mums with daughters, also known as Kambal Kim. So this is the chart for Floki Inu right now. Okay, well, we're retesting the 13 level with a quick little dip that we experienced in the last 4 hours. I did identify a support point of indecision sort of in these locations here, and of course the bottom of that week previously as well. So there is a very interesting support zone right here. We may potentially be sort of bouncing off of that zone as well. But that is, yet to be decided. That's about the 13 mark right there. Now, the next zone obviously would be that it would test a floor lower than that. And it really doesn't have any place to go really much after that. So 11.9, so about 12, I would say it would be a good and a smart position to place your buy orders. I think Floki right now is available on gate.io as well. Look, if that floor is broken, which I think will be very, very hard to break, I think we'll be looking at this level right here, which will be this at the 8.6 mark right there. What is sort of my logic behind all of this here? Because our volume is pretty high at the moment. So that's a pretty good sign. And what I'm really looking at right now is this very encouraging RSI level. So RSI level can really be drawn in two different ways. One that sort of draws out through the bottoms of these 3 points here, or if we sort of got a little bit more ambitious and sort of fiddle around with it, we've hit that bottom there already. I like to be more optimistic. And the reason why I say optimistic is that I think the RSI will actually pull to that level if the price was to have a further dip below. Now if that was to happen, then I think the 12 would be the next floor that we are seeing there. Okay, so then when it bounces off that region, how high will we be going to? So this kind of trading method is actually not so bad. Arguably that extends out to the previous lows on the RSI as well. So that really has stood quite well. And I am very excited to see a good price bounce to occur in either of these two, in either of this or this zone right over here. So that's why I have split up my buy orders for now and also for later, where I do potentially see the price dipping. And that would also depend on how Bitcoin and the market general will do. And so having said that, I think these will be very smart and technically appropriate zones to actually make further purchases. Although the asset is not free from, I guess, a wick down to a much lower level, which I sense that will be around the 8.6 mark as well. So that will be another sort of moon bag, if you like, that you might want to hold by way of a buy order. The thing is that with these meme coins is that it will unfortunately react the hardest when the market does change. But that means that it will react the hardest when the market changes for the better as well, which then obviously is fantastic news for all of us. Having said that, I think the responsibility for Floki Inu is to continue to remain in the market, right? You remain in the know and is doing everything right. I mean, I make multiple coverage on Floki Inu and their ability to consistently market themselves, and of course market themselves very, very well. So their Valhalla just came out as well. So all these news, while it might not have any effect right now, what I sense in the market is that it is building that momentum, and all those good news will come to fruition once the market then responds positively. When I say the market, I'm talking about Bitcoin, of course. Sitting at $46,000 on Bitcoin, I do sense that Bitcoin will probably come further, even down to 43K. And I don't really see Bitcoin going any lower than that. And if it was to break that, then that will be some real danger territory as well. But I'll then have to review the scenario as and when those things happen, and how quickly it happens, how sharply it happens as well. So if that bounces off those regions, how far can Floki get to? I have a sense that Floki will probably test around about that 22 mark, like so, because that was a previous highs there. And I think it's definitely ready to retest those levels there, which is a cool 2x, guys, from sort of where we're at. And you know what? I stumbled upon this article here today, and look at that. So Floki Inu price today to retest 20 mark. And potentially 22 mark as well for the more ambitious bulls out there. And this is just a pure sort of technical analysis, which is not a bad approach to have for a coin like this that is dependent on sort of emotion and really just the market sentiment as well. So a bit of technical trading right now, I think, is what's going to save you from making huge losses in the very volatile scenario that we're living under. Especially with a coin like Floki, which is just notoriously volatile. I mean, even on these sort of, white candles that we see, I mean, that's a whopping 35% that you see right there. There's a lot of movements in the market. I mean, even today, alone, that last 4 hours there, that's 12% deduction that we had. I did suggest a buy order either when we did actually moon around that 15 mark, which then it had a small but yet a 10% bounce. And I did suggest in my previous episodes to set a purchase order at 13, which then these two candles right over here would have activated for you and making those very positive gains of about, how much is that there? At the very top would be about 15% gains, which is not a bad profit to have. If you exit that frequently, that's great. But even if you didn't, I genuinely feel that this floor that it is generating right now, this floor right over here at that 12 mark, I made it especially thicker right there. I think that is a very, very strong floor, and it's something that Floki is going to struggle to break. And it would have to also break the floor on the trending RSI that it has been forming. And that break would be a pretty hard break to make. And even if Bitcoin does dip down to 43K, I think it will be reasonably immune to that. Having said that, just hold your horses, guys, and try not to be so moved by all the FUD out there, and just keep a level head and just apply your, good technical and fundamental analysis. And I think you should be able to make some good profitable trades and make some money out of this volatility as well. Okay, that being said, I think the chart overall looks like a very pretty one. Like I really like these kind of shapes that is going up, consolidating, and that's just basically building up the momentum to get to the next phase again. Obviously, once breaking the 22 region, then we will be able to see that it will then retest the previous highs as well. And so those are some very exciting times to come in ahead, and I'm really looking forward to those times to come. And happy trading, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't done so, make sure you go check out the DRNA whitelist. Go register yourself there. And if you haven't done so, go check out the Discord in the link in my bio. Go join that. Me and a bunch of my mates who are just absolutely gun at this. We're coming together to provide absolute value and provide really positive results for these people as well. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.